I'm going to go ahead and run through how to do a one-way ANOVA in SPSS using the American National Election Studies 2024 pilot survey. And so to do that, quite simply, go to Analyze, Compare Means and Proportions, and then One-Way ANOVA. So once you have the menu for one-way ANOVA, you'll put your continuous dependent variable here in the dependent list, and then you'll put your categorical independent variable here in the factor list. So what I have here is I have first for my dependent variable a group thermometer for college professors. These are the non-valid missing case values. I had to go ahead and fix these in the data set and make sure that SPSS recognized them as missing cases, which it does now, but the ANES data set does not do that by default. Other than that, there's no other specific values, as this is a continuous variable that merely asks people to choose a score between 1 and 100 about how they feel about college professors, with 1 being the lowest score, indicating negative feelings, and 100 being the highest score, indicating positive feelings. And then my independent variable, I have a variable that asks how much somebody is concerned about losing their job to AI. Once again, we have a couple of missing cases values that I had to fix and make sure SPSS recognized them. And other than that, we just have an ordinal variable that is coded so that the people get a higher score the more worried they are about AI taking their job. 1 code being associated with not at all, 5 code being associated with extremely worried. Now, one thing that does not come by default in the one-way ANOVA is descriptive statistics. You're going to want to hit options and make sure that descriptives are checked. That's how you're going to be able to see the means of your dependent variable within the various categories of your independent variable. Now, without it, you'll still get a test statistic and a p-value that will tell you if there's a statistically significant difference or not. But without the descriptives, you're not going to be able to discern the specific patterns of how the dependent variable changes throughout the various categories of your independent variable. So I'm going to make sure that is clicked, click continue, and I'm ready to go. Click OK. And this is what we get. Very first thing we see here is the p-value that is associated with our between groups difference. This is what we use to interpret if there's a statistically significant association between the two variables. In this case, it suggests that there is not. We have a p-value of 0.154, which is above any commonly accepted alpha of 0.05, 0.01, or 0.001. So right off the bat here, we would say that we don't have a statistically significant association. But if we wanted to look at the means, we can see that there are some differences that we observe. Those who are not at all worried had a mean score in regards to their views of professors of 56. It goes up somewhat as people are increasingly worried about losing their job to AI, with those who are most worried actually having the highest score in regards to their views of professors at 64.61. But all that said, these differences are not enough, given the sample size that we have, to give us a statistically significant p-value in association with the ANOVA. Maybe if these differences were a little bit more pronounced, then that would be the case. But as of right now, we would not reject our null hypothesis for this ANOVA test.